I don't know why we call it the man in the moon when it's clearly a woman. The moon has a 28-day cycle. Women have a 28-day cycle. The moon has 4 phases every month. Women have 4 phases every month. Women tend to bleed on the new moon or the full moon. The moon affects bodies of water. Humans are mostly made of water. Coincidence? I don't know, maybe, but you can use it to your advantage. So many women want to start aligning their life with their monthly cycle, but they have an irregular cycle because of like birth control, PCOS, just general hormonal imbalance. So when I made these little cheat sheets for cycle syncing that kind of help you with lifestyle and eating tips for each phase of your cycle, I put up here a moon phase. The idea is that if your cycle itself is irregular, you can align yourself with the phases of the moon. And this is good for 2 reasons. One, because it just gives you something to go off of so that you can create this kind of rhythm in your month, which is just the natural way for a woman anyway. So even if you're on hormonal birth control and you just really feel that that's what's best for you right now, you can still benefit just from putting rhythm into your life. So you're not going like pedal to the metal every single week of the month. You have 1 week, which would usually be like your menstrual week, where you're quieter and more like insular, more contemplative. Then you'd have a week aligned with the full moon that's much more energetic output, a big creative project, a huge pitch at work, a hot date. So in the example of being on hormonal birth control, even though you might not have the same benefit from the hormonal side of things because you're kind of counteracting it with the birth control you're taking, you can still benefit just from that cyclical nature of the moon. And on the other hand, if you are just struggling to heal your hormones, maybe your menstrual cycle is like non-existent, you don't know where anything falls within the month, you can start by aligning with the moon. I would have your menstrual cycle fall at the new moon because it's like the deep, dark time of the month. And then you go from there kind of a week at a time for each phase. And when it's the full moon, that's your ovulation phase, etc. And slowly you'll find your body starting to adjust because the moon does affect our bodies. A lot of women, bleed on either the new moon or the full moon, and we all kind of tend to align towards that, which is just really interesting. And so if you're combining the power of the moon, as wooey as it sounds, with the power of the certain foods that, the certain foods that you're eating that have benefits for certain hormone production and stuff like that, you'll find your body slowly starting to adjust. And I can attest to this. Before I had a child, I had like the worst periods in the whole entire universe, the worst PMDD. I wanted to literally like every single month before my period. It started to come back again after I had him. I was not feeling right. My periods were getting really painful again and I was not messing with it. So I started cycle syncing and it changed everything. And when I would fall off of it for a while, I would notice like, again, my periods getting bad. So even if your cycle is all over the place, your period is nowhere to be found, you're on birth control, I highly recommend paying attention to the phases of the moon and aligning yourself with that lifestyle wise and nutritionally if you're trying to heal your hormones, and just try and see what it does for you. Just beware, you might unlock some kind of fierce feminine energy you never even knew you had. If you want to try for yourself but you find it overwhelming like I did, these designs that I made are available in my bio. You can put them as your phone background.